Niliona unaitwa Daniel, sijui Moses. Iko sawa. Supplementary order paper, 22nd day of July. Iko sawa. Community Health Services Bill, Senate Bill number 34. July 2021, and you are in time for live proceedings from the Senate. And this afternoon, quite a number of bills lined up for debate. But first is the introduction of a new bill, the Public-Private Partners Bill, National Assembly Bill number 6 of the year 2021. Has already been given the thumbs up by the National Assembly, and because it is a document or a proposed law that concerns devolved governments, then it is coming to the Senate for concurrence. It speaks to financing, construction, development, operation, and or maintenance of infrastructure or development projects through public-private partnerships. It also seeks to streamline the regulatory framework for public-private partnerships, as well as repeal the Public-Private Partnerships Act 2013. It is proposing establishment of the Public-Private Partnership Committee that will be charged with handling this very important matter as regards development. It also spells out the modalities for running the public-private partnership projects. 5 more bills will be going to the vote this afternoon in the Senate. They include the Community Health Services Bill, Senate Bill number 34 of the year 2020. It is sponsored by the Honorable Senator Dr. Agnes Zani. Discussions of on this particular bill were done on the 6th of this month of July, and this afternoon they shall be deciding whether it proceeds to the committee of the whole or not. Another bill is the coffee bill, Senate Bill number 22 of the year 2020 from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. Debate on this bill was conducted extensively yesterday afternoon, and that particular committee is also expected to table a report on that document, the coffee bill seeking to provide for development and regulation of the coffee industry in the country. It also proposes reorganizing of the coffee industry by transitioning the regulatory and commercial roles currently undertaken by the Agriculture and Food Authority and transferring them to the Coffee Board of Kenya. The other bill that shall be considered in, or rather shall be put to the vote this afternoon, the Investment Promotion Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 2 of the year 2021, sponsored by Honorable Senator Dr. Alice Amilgo. There is also the National Flag, Emblems and Names Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 36 of the year 2020, sponsored by Honorable Senator Dr. Agnes Zani. 10 more bills are expected to come up for the second reading this afternoon, and that is if the time provided will allow, alongside a motion on adoption of the report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations concerning the stalemate on the budgetary estimates for the financial year 2020-2021 for Kirinyaga County between the Executive and the Assembly of Kirinyaga County, as well as statements. 3 are lined up this afternoon. One from the Senator for Nandi County, Honorable Senator Samson Cherargei. He'll be seeking a statement from the Standing Committee on Health, and this concerns the approval process and importation procedure for COVID-19 vaccines into the country. A live broadcast brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in conjunction with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. It is a sitting that will be presided over by the Honorable Senator Margaret Kamar. My name is Vareso Mwanga. On behalf of the entire crew, I welcome you to follow the proceedings. Good afternoon.
Ombi. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, twakusihi ututazame kwa neema nyingi na baraka sisi watumishi wako ambao umerithika kutuita kwa nyadhifa za uongozi katika jamhuri hii yetu. Twakuomba utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi hii yetu, na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amina.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable Senators, I have communications to make. Senator Haji, please come in. Honorable Senators, I have communication to make on the visiting members of staff facilitating the County Assembly of Machakos Committee on Health and Safety. Honorable Senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon of visiting members of staff facilitating the County Assembly of Machakos Committee on Health and Safety who are in the Senate on a benchmarking visit. I request each member of the delegation to stand when called out so that they may be acknowledged in the Senate tradition. Luisa Kamau. Judy Mulinge. Stephen Dambuki. Joel Kiptum. David Mushoki. Okay. Monica Mushoka. Teresia Muinde. Angela Mwende. Honorable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them and on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. Thank you. Honorable Senators, I would also like to communicate concerning another delegation on the visiting delegation from Malawi Parliamentary Service Commission. Honorable Senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon. Senator, please take your seat. Honorable Senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon of a visiting delegation from Malawi Parliamentary Service Commission. The delegation is undertaking a training on strategic management, leadership, and corporate governance at the Center for Parliamentary Studies and Training, CPST. Honorable Senators, I am aware that the delegation will be visiting Kajiado County Assembly to appreciate the successes and challenges of devolution in our country, among other areas. The delegation comprises the following, and I will appreciate if they can stand as their names are called so that we can welcome them. The Right Honorable Catherine Kotani, MP, Speaker of the Malawi National Assembly and Chairperson, Malawi Parliamentary Service Commission. Honorable Dr. George Chaponda, MP, Commissioner. Honorable Noah Chimbeni, MP, Commissioner. Honorable Lillian Patel, MP, Commissioner. Honorable Crispin Mbande, MP, Commissioner. Honorable Jacob Hara, MP, Commissioner. Also, they are accompanied by the following: Mr. Chikondi Kachinjika, Deputy Clerk. Mr. Lovamo Nyongo, Controller of Planning. Mr. Keti Kwalira, Protocol Officer. Mr. Sunge Kalumo, Personal Assistant. Honorable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, I wish them a fruitful visit. Thank you. I will allow 3 people to join in welcoming the visitors. Senator Wambua Enoch Kiyo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity to join you in welcoming the visiting delegations. Madam Speaker, I want to begin by welcoming the delegation from Machakos County. Madam Speaker, knowing very well that it's our neighbors, they are neighbors to your own in-laws, Madam Speaker. And I'm delighted to know that they represent the Health and Safety Department in the county government of Machakos. Just to encourage them to take their time to learn as much as they can for purposes of transfer of best practices when they go back to the assembly. And to the visiting delegation from Malawi, a really powerful delegation, I take this opportunity on my own behalf and on behalf of the great people of Kitui County to welcome you to the Senate of the Republic of Kenya. Feel most welcome, and when you go to Kajiado, I also wish that you'll be able to transfer best practices to them and also learn from them and transfer best practices to the Parliament of Malawi. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Commissioner. Senator Cheruiyot Aaron Gipkirui.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this chance to also join you in welcoming the visiting delegations. I take this chance, Madam Speaker, first of all to welcome the County Assembly of Machakos that is here on our study tour. Madam Speaker, I take a lot of pride in the work that we do here in Parliament, specifically our staff who year on year continue to share their experiences and knowledge of parliamentary work together with their colleagues from the county assemblies. Madam Speaker, this is a true testament, as I have said on many occasions, that as Parliament of Kenya we are blessed with the most competent of staff that you can find anywhere in terms of legislative work experience. And therefore, to the team that is visiting from Machakos, I wish them well in their tour and the things that they've come to study, that they'll go back and make Machakos County Assembly one of the best amongst our county assemblies in the country. Secondly, Madam Speaker, I want to welcome the delegation from Malawi. I had opportunity yesterday to interact with the team from the Parliamentary Service Commission of Malawi, led by Speaker Gotari. They joined us yesterday at a board meeting of the Center for Parliamentary Studies and Training. This is an institution that yourself, Madam Speaker, I'm sure you know so well, having been one of our regular facilitators for those of us who attended training there last time when you used to serve as a leading facilitator. So I'm glad to see them in good health as they continue to study many of the things that happen around the Parliament of Kenya. I'm glad because of the partnerships that we are enjoy, especially with the rest of East African countries and the region at large, between Center for Parliamentary Studies and Training and those parliaments, Madam Speaker. Indeed, this is a confirmation that this institution, as we continue to nurture and invest in it the way we are doing as Parliament of Kenya, we shall continue to pass on and share, exchange knowledge and wisdom as members of the various parliaments of Africa. So I welcome this delegation. I wish them well as they travel to Kajiado and the things that they shall be doing in the remainder of their study. Very much welcome members from Malawi. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Senator Makori Beatrice Kwamboka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me join my colleagues in welcoming the delegations which are here. The County Assembly of Machakos staff, welcome. Since you've come to benchmark during this COVID-19 season, you'll know how we work. You see in our chambers, the way we are sitting, there is social distance. So I wish you well when you are coming here, and you're most welcome. And to the Malawi Parliamentary Service Commission, feel welcome. During your trainings, we wish you well. And when you're going to Kajiado County, greet them for us. Since they are here, they are part of us. And when you go home, take our greetings to them. Welcome.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Kimani Wamatangi Paul.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. I want to also join you in welcoming the two delegations. First, the delegation of the County Assembly of Machakos, the Committee on Health. Madam Speaker, to welcome them and inform them indeed that at this time, when we have the COVID-19 pandemic, it is a time that we expect that indeed that the battle to ensure that this country not only normalizes, but we deal with the pandemic and put it behind us, that solution must start coming from county assemblies themselves, Madam Speaker. And I'm glad to see that the committee is here. I would be expecting that after their benchmarking experience, that we can start to see changes happening from Machakos County. We have lamented before, Madam Speaker, that the battle against COVID-19 especially has been left to national government as though the solutions to the cure and indeed especially following of protocols, ensuring that basic care is attended to, Madam Speaker, it has been made to look like it is only national government that can deal with the pandemic. And so I want to encourage all county assemblies, beginning with the county assembly that is here, that indeed we need to start seeing solutions from there. And Mr. Speaker, the second delegation from Malawi, and I'm glad to see that that they are led by the Speaker and also by commissioners. I have every reason to say that I believe that our Parliamentary Service Commission, all notwithstanding, can be able to share experiences about how, Madam Speaker, we should run good services in our assemblies, Madam Speaker. And I want to wish them well. In case, Madam Speaker, there are any experiences they may want to share with our commissioners. And I note that Commissioner Cheruiyot got an opportunity to welcome them. I would be happy to hear what is different in how they conduct services to ensure that welfare is upheld for members of the Assembly in Malawi. I want to take the opportunity to welcome them on behalf of the leadership of the House, Madam Speaker, and wish them well in their stay here. We would also be glad, Madam Speaker, in the next round of visits, Madam Speaker, to hear that you also visited Malawi, and you could also share with us what did you find. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Finally, Senator Mary Yane.
Madam Speaker, I want to join you and the rest of the House to welcome the two delegations, one from Machakos, which is my neighboring county, to this House, and wish them all the best as they learn. Issues of health are of very great importance to our counties, knowing that one, it's also a function of the county government. So if they can help us through the Committee of Health to be able to strengthen policies in our counties to help them improve the health status of our counties, citizens, that will be of great importance to the country. I also want to join you in welcoming the delegation from Malawi. And now that they are heading to our county, Kajiado, I want to welcome them in advance. I know they will be able to learn quite a lot. And I'm also happy that they are led by one Madam Speaker, for that matter. So I want to congratulate them that they were able to elect one of our own, a female speaker for that matter. And I wish them the best as they stay in the country. And I want to welcome them to Kajiado on behalf of the Kajiado County Government.
Thank you, Senator. Honorable Senators, I have another communication to make on the recommittal of petitions before more than one committee. Honorable Senators, you may recall that on Thursday, 15th July 2021, a half-day workshop for all senators to deliberate on the legislative agenda for the remaining time of the 12th Parliament was held. During the meeting, it was noted that there was a significant number of business pending before respective committees. One of the drawbacks identified was that a number of petitions had been referred to more than one committee, thereby reducing committee effectiveness in considering them. Honorable Senators, the following petitions have been brought to my attention as having been committed to more than one committee. 1. Petition by the residents of Uderi, Walari in Kiambu County concerning compensation for parcels of land acquired by the government to pave way for the construction of the standard gauge railway was referred to the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources and the Standing Committee on Roads Transportation. That was done on 30th May 2018. 2. Petition by the Governor of Nandi County, Honorable Stephen K. Sang, concerning landslides as a result of heavy rains in Nandi County, was referred to the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources and the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on the 7th July 2020. And the third one is a petition by Mr. Kimutai Arap Chelule and residents of Kericho County concerning Moroni land LR number 3977 and 3978 in Kericho County, which was referred to the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources and the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights. And also, a third committee was included, the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations. That was done on the 24th November 2020. Honorable Senators, upon consultation on the status of these petitions and the issues raised therein, I therefore direct as follows. 1. The petition by the residents of Uderi, Walari in Kiambu County concerning compensation for parcels of land acquired by the government to pave way for the construction of the standard gauge railway is hereby committed to the Standing Committee of Land, Environment and Natural Resources. 2. The petition by the Governor of Nandi County, Honorable Stephen K. Sang, concerning landslides as a result of heavy rains in Nandi County is hereby recommitted to the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations. 3. The petition by Mr. Kimutai Arap Chelule and residents of Kericho County concerning Moroni land LR number 3977 and 3978 in Kericho County is hereby recommitted to the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights. Considering that the timeline stipulated in the standing orders has already been exhausted, I therefore direct that the respective standing committees do expedite the said petitions and table reports within the next 30 days. I thank you, Senators. Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Honorable Senators, we have one paper by the Chairperson, Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. I don't see the Chair. Vice Chair, you are here? Senator Murkomen? Oh, who is the Vice Chair? Oh, thank you. Sir. Thank you, Senator
Madam
Wambua.
Speaker, for your record, your student is the Vice Chair of Agriculture.
Thank you.
So, Madam Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate. Today, the 22nd July, 2021. A report of the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on the Coffee Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2020. I thank you.
Thank you, Senator Wambua. Next order.
Order number 6, notice of motion.
Notices of motion. Senator Sylvia Kasanga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to give notice of motion that aware that according to the World Health Organization, globally 10% of pregnant women and 13% of women who have just given birth experience a mental condition referred to as perinatal depression, which is higher in developing countries with 15.6% during pregnancy and 19.8% after childbirth. Further aware that women who go through stillbirth and those who lose their children during the delivery are taken to the general maternity ward where other mothers with healthy babies are recovering, causing them mental anguish and adversely impacting their mental health. Noting that integrating mental health care into primary health care settings requires training in psychiatric care and providing consulting support to primary providers, considering that there are not enough mental health care providers to meet the current and growing need for mental health services. Appreciating that the Health Act under Section 6(1)(b) provides that every person has a right to reproductive health care, which includes the right to access to appropriate healthcare services that will enable mothers go safely through pregnancy, childbirth, and postpartum period, which should include the integration of mental health to perinatal care as recommended by the National Mental Health Task Force in its Mental Health and Well-being Towards Happiness and National Prosperity Report. Now, therefore, the Senate urges the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Council of Governors, to ensure that all county maternal health services allocate a separate ward for recovery for mothers who have gone through stillbirth and those who have lost their babies during delivery. Secondly, is facilitate continuous mental health training and provision of counseling support in the perinatal wards for all primary care providers in all counties. And third, establish counseling services to all county health facilities, providing counseling therapy to mothers who lose their children through a miscarriage, during delivery, or through stillbirth. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Kasanga. Honorable members, please console in low tones as we go to the next order. And please, members, we are going to vote today, so don't go far. Thank you.
Order number 7, statements.
Statements. Honorable Senator, statements pursuant to Standing Order 48-1, Senator Samson Cherarkey. I don't see, is he online? Senator Cherarkey, is he online? While we wait for Senator Cherarkey, we have the second statement by Senator Dr. Michael Mbito. Senator Mbito, is he online? Senator Mbito, did he delegate to anybody? This is 48-1, which is his own personal statement. Yeah. The third one is from Senator Halake Abshiro. The third statement is from Senator Abshiro. Honorable Senators, while we will defer the three for now, and there's a statement under 52-1 from the Senate Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, if you can protect us from the members who are consulting very, very loudly.
Honorable Senators, please consult in low tones because the leader is making a very important communication.
Madam Speaker, let me also begin by congratulating Senator Olekina. I've seen him today dressed like a senator. And Madam Speaker, I haven't even finished talking, Madam Speaker.
As a point of order from Senator Olekina, initially you were again requested to speak, so I thought you wanted to
Madam Speaker,
congratulate also.
Madam Speaker, I don't mind being congratulated, but the majority leader is just jealous because I look good in anything, in my traditional clothes, in a suit, and I bet you even naked I look good. So, Madam Speaker, when he said that I look like a senator, it begs the question, he's actually challenging your position because you ruled, I'm on a point of order, he ruled, Mr. Speaker, or Madam Speaker ruled that I was properly dressed in any form, you know? So you need to rule him out of order. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Murgomen.
Madam Speaker, have you heard Senator Olekina make his even situation worse? Madam Chair, we don't have an issue, and I understand where the majority leader is coming from, because we don't have an issue with traditional dress of Senator Olekina, because that dress looks like women skirt, Madam Speaker. In most cases, we have had to warn Senator Olekina to sit properly, because women are used to dressing in a particular way, Madam Chair. And Madam Chair, to make his situation worse, Senator Olekina, Madam Speaker, is insisting that even being naked is properly dressed as a senator. Our standing order, I'm on a point of order. Madam Speaker, the reason why the standing orders are very clear on how a senator should dress is because there is a prescribed dress code for all senators, and the majority leader is perfectly in order to recognize the fact that today we will not struggle to ensure that Senator Olekina sits properly.
No.
Madam Speaker.
I have not given you,
Madam Speaker, I need to respond.
I will give you.
Okay,
I'll give
fair
you a chance. Senator Ali Abdullahi. Then I'll come.
Leader is completely out of order. Who are you to determine? I'm here because the fact is that the Speaker said that Senator Olekina was properly dressed when he was wearing his traditional Maasai dress. And the worst of all, he's saying that he was dressed like a woman. That means that he has no respect for our women. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, Senator Murkomen should apologize to the women of this country and international all. That is disregarding our mothers and our sisters and our wives. That is wrong, and he should apologize, Madam Speaker.
Honorable, order members. Senator Mary. Yane, and she knows how
Madam
women and
Speaker.
men dress in those clothes.
Madam Speaker, I was asking whether the former majority leader is in order to indicate that Olekina was wearing like a Maasai woman, while Olekina was wearing in his own real Maasai man attire. Is he challenging our dressing as Maasais, that we don't differentiate a man clothing and women's clothing in our attire?
Honorable Naomi Matisia, finally, then I will rule on this.
Madam Speaker, my point of information is that to the majority leader, please, with due respect, why can't we respect women in this case? We are here, we are well dressed, and when Olekina is dressed in his traditional wear, do not compare it to women. That is their own distinct wearing, dressing, and we do not need to mix issues here. We are women here, Madam Speaker, and we are dressed well. When Olekina comes here, Madam Speaker, with his traditional dress or clothes, he should be respected.
Honorable members, let me rule because this thing had been ruled before. I don't want us to dwell on it. It was debated and it was passed. If you are not familiar with what how women and men dress culturally, we will not blame you, but we will ask you to go and learn. And then for the leader of majority, he has grown in a tradition where the standing orders, actually the problem was that we didn't change our standing orders. And the majority leader he's really a reader of standing orders. And he has always said we stick to our standing orders until we change. So I will not rule him out of order because he is following that. What we need to do, we have the Speaker's rules which were used on that day, and that's why I'm saying if you read the standing orders, then you fall on the side of the leader of majority. If you use the Speaker's rules and what was ruled on that day, it was acceptable, but there is some of us don't see the difference between whether the dressing belongs to male or female. So I think we need to excuse ourselves on that one. As leader of majority, continue. I have already ruled. I have already ruled, please. No, let's not go back because we have a very huge agenda and we are going to do voting shortly. You want to withdraw and apologize? No, sorry, honorable members. Please take your seats, honorable members. Honorable members, I didn't rule Murkomen out of order for this one fact, that a number of us do not even know that the cultural dressing, yes, whether Maasai the cultural dressing of Maasai, whether it looks like women or looking like men, some of us don't know. And that's why I'm saying, but we are not going to explain in the House. I would like to recommend strongly, members, that we learn from our cultural dressings. Let's learn how people dress, so that we all know which cultures dress how. Thank you, Senator. Leader of Majority, please.
Madam Chair. Yes, Madam Chair, I can be informed.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to inform Senator Pokisho, because he's the one who put me into this trouble, that I did not say in any way that dressing like a lady is a wrong thing. In fact, it's the best thing ever to dress like a lady. What I said to Senator, and I did not say I do not know how Maasai's dress. Maasai's like Sengwers, Madam Chair, and Marakwets and Kayos, dress the same way traditionally. What I only said is that in dressing in a particular manner, the way Senator of Olekina dressed, he must learn to sit also in a manner dictated by that kind of dressing. That's all I said, Madam Chair. And women know how to do it.
Now, why is that information?
Okay, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, can we proceed?
Senator Olekina. And I hope we are closing it now.
Madam Speaker, you know, the biggest problem we have as leaders is that we allow the colonial mentality to dictate our daily moves. Madam Speaker, when the former majority leader stands on the floor of the Senate of the Republic of Kenya and says that a senator, a distinguished senator, elected by the people of Kenya, sits like a woman and is a male, he's completely out of this world. Madam Speaker, yes, he did. Yes, he did. And Madam Speaker, he needs to apologize and withdraw that, Madam Speaker, because it is wrong. Because when I stand here, I represent my people. No, you did. Madam Speaker, he did. So, Madam Speaker, he needs to apologize and withdraw
Please address the chair.
Madam Speaker, as we let this issue rest, we must protect our cultures. One of the reasons why we are here is because we are an African country and we must behave like an African country. We cannot allow this colonial mentality to dictate us. We can't, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Senator.
So, Madam Speaker, I beseech you to rule him completely out of order. You know, and even if it was in my jungle, I would even throw him out of the house.
Senator Bogisho, please don't allow more.
Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, I had very good intentions.
Order members, order members.
Speaker,
order members.
Yes, I had very good intentions in congratulating my friend.
Yeah.
Whether he's dressed in the other attire or this one, I normally congratulate him. So this was nothing new to congratulate him. And I think also that without getting into controversies, I think the idea that Murkomen is trying to make, you will understand one day. You will understand one day. Let me just move on. Madam Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 52-1, I hereby present to the Senate the business of the House for the week commencing 27th July 2021. Madam Speaker, on Tuesday, 27th July 2021, the Senate Business Committee, SBC, will meet to schedule the business of the Senate for the week. Madam Speaker, there's a problem with Muranga and Kiambu. They can't.
Order, senators, order, senator. Senator of Muranga, Kiambu, and Gitui.
And Gitui.
Please.
Madam Speaker, on Tuesday, 27th July 2021, the Senate Business Committee, SBC, will meet to schedule the business of the Senate for the week. Subject to further directions of the SBC, the Senate will on Tuesday, 27th July 2021, consider bills at the first reading and second reading stages and motions and reports of various standing committees as contained in the program of the Senate business. The Senate will also continue with considering the business that will not be concluded in today's order paper. On Wednesday, 28th July 2021, the Senate will continue the business that will not be concluded on Tuesday, 27th July 2021, and any other business scheduled by the Senate Business Committee, while on Thursday, 29th July 2021, the Senate will continue with the business that will not be concluded on Wednesday and any other business. Madam Speaker, we have a total of 33 bills due for second reading. 5 of these bills are due for division and have been listed in today's order paper. These are 1, the Community Health Services Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2020. 2, the Investment Promotions Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 2 of 2021. And 3, the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Amendments Bill, Senate Bills number 33 of 2020. 4, the National Flag, Emblems and Names Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 36 of 2020 and 5, the Coffee Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2020. In addition, there are 3 bills that at the Committee of the Whole stage. These are 1, the Cooperative Societies Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 11 of 2020, the Mental Health Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 28 of 2020, and 3, the Wildlife Conservation Management Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 30 of 2020. Madam Speaker, I take this opportunity to report to the House that the Senate Business Committee has considered the framework agreed upon during the half-day workshop held on Thursday, 15th July 2021, to deliberate on pending business before the Senate and its committees, and will shortly take the necessary steps to implement the resolution agreed upon, which at the appropriate time will be communicated to the House. In the meantime, I urge all senators to avail themselves for division of the aforesaid bills at the second reading stage. I also urge respective movers and responsible standing as committee chairpersons to be available in the House for the Committee of the Whole, for the bills that have been scheduled in the Committee of the Whole. Allow me, Madam Speaker, to also take this opportunity to remind chairpersons of standing committees to hasten consideration and public participation engagement on all bills committed to their respective committees. Madam Speaker, I thank you and hereby lay the statement on the table of the House. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. May I remind senators in the House and those online that we are going to start voting shortly. And before that, I had deferred statements under 48.1, but I see Senator Halake Abshiro is here. Senator Abshiro, are you making a statement now? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 48.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of Information and Technology on the Loon Balloon Solar-Powered Internet Access Project in Kenya. In the statement, Madam Speaker, the committee should appraise the Senate on the status and location of the 35 Loon balloons launched by Loon Technology in partnership with Telkom Kenya in July of 2020. State the reasons for the reported shutdown or discontinuation of this project. Outline the measures, if any, that the Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology has put in place to provide internet connectivity and 2G coverage to remote areas in northern Kenya, which was supposed to have been taken care of by the Loon balloons, Madam Speaker, and tell the House what has happened to date and where we are with the connectivity for northern Kenya, especially in Isiolo, where we don't have even the basic 2G, and the balloons that were supposed to overfly these hard-to-reach regions have now been discontinued. We would like this House to be appraised of the same. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. The last statement is from Senator Fatuma Dulo. That was approved, although it's not on the list.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 48.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations regarding the heightened insecurity along the border between Isiolo and Wajir counties. Madam Speaker, over the past 2 months, at least 20 individuals have been killed and several others injured over a series of armed clashes that has occurred within Isiolo borders. Remarkably, children have been injured and some killed by gunmen during incidents reported as close as within the borders. Of the casualties, 6 were killed in Urur, 5 were killed and 2 others injured in Madewale. 1 fatality and 1 injury was reported in Kotikore, and another individual was killed in Halango. Madam Speaker, 6 individuals were killed during the recent attack in Madewale, Isiolo County on 19th June 2021, where boreholes were also destroyed, as this was the primary source of water in the area. It can be construed that the assailant intended to displace residents and subsequently encroach on our land.
In the most recent attack, on the evening of the 19th July 2021, a total of 4 individuals were killed during 2 separate attacks in Yamicha and Urura Merchi. Another 300 heads of livestock were stolen. Consequently, residents have fled from their homes in several areas, including Madewale, Kotikore, Dadach Basa, Dakie, Dadach Lafe, Malkagala, Karkabo, and Korbesa. This is particularly concerning ahead of schools opening, as more than 10 schools have been affected. The current conflict has displaced a distinct deviation from traditional cattle rustling and instead exhibited clear signs of expansionist strategies. In light of this, we request the urgent establishment of additional police posts in the affected areas, as well as the deployment of RDU officers to affected areas, particularly Amicha, Basa, Com, Eldera, Escort, Lososio, Dusot, Madowale, and Kamanga. Residents will also greatly benefit from the settling up of the NPR to complement security apparatus and improve access to security services. Madam Speaker, the lack of clear administrative boundaries has resulted in the dispute being prolonged over several years, claiming hundreds of lives and the loss of livelihood. In the statement, appraised the Senate on the measures the national government has put in place to respond to the current insecurity along the border between Isiolo and Wajir counties, giving clear timelines. Number 2, state whether the communities along the said borders have been involved in public participation in seeking solution to the boundary disputes. Number 3, state the reasons for the delay in resolving boundary disputes along Isiolo borders while providing the targeted interventions in strengthening security ahead of school reopening. Indicate Isiolo County's exact boundary, particularly along Isiolo prone to conflict, including those bordering Isiolo and Wajir. Finally, clarify whether Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government has established additional police posts in the affected areas or deployed RDU and provide NPR to complement security apparatus to affected areas of the conflict. I thank you.
Thank you, Senator. That brings us to the end of the statement time. Next order.
Order number 8, the Public-Private Partnerships Bill, National Assembly Bill number 6 of 2021, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to provide for the participation of the private sector in the financing, construction, development, operation, or maintenance of infrastructure or development projects through public-private partnerships to streamline the regulatory framework for public-private partnerships, to repeal the Public-Private Partnerships Act of 2013, and for connected purposes.
Thank you, Senator. I'm looking for the whips of both sides. Yes. Leader of majority. Leader of majority, where's your whip? We start. Okay. Okay, next order. Next order, clerk.
Five bills at second reading. Perhaps we can read them together.
Yeah.
Then when we start
Yeah.
voting,
We'll do it. Yeah.
we'll do it, but separately.
Order, members. Next order.
Order number 9, the Community Health Services Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2020, second reading, division.
Next order.
Order number 10, the Investment Promotion Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 2 of 2021, second reading, division.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 11, the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 33 of 2020, second reading, division.
Next order.
Order number 12, the National Flag, Emblems and Names Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 36 of 2020, second reading, division.
Next order.
Order number 13, the Coffee Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2020, second reading, division.
Honorable Senators, you have noted that we have 5 divisions. I would like to ask the members who are online, as well as the members who are here, to please come on in the next 5 minutes after the bell, so that we vote, and we'll vote for all of them at the same time. Can we now have the bell rung for 5 minutes? Please take your seats now. Take your seats, honorable senators. Order, members, order. Please take your seats. We want to start voting now. Honorable senators. Order, order, order. Order, honorable senators. Everybody take your seat. Take your seats. Honorable senators, take your seats. Honorable senators, we are going to start the voting, and as I said, we are going to vote for 5 bills, one after the other, and I want to request the members also who are online not to leave until we finish this. It's going to be a very short exercise if we move fast. Therefore, I'll be putting the question to each one of them, and I want to start with the first one. I now put the question that the Community Health Services Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2020, be read a second time. Our voting will be roll call voting. Whips, can we have tellers? Okay.
Madam Speaker, we are requesting you, if you allow, that we vote 5 times.
We
vote, you call the orders, we vote once. Thank you.
Honorable members, whips, can you identify the whips? Can you identify your tellers? Thank you, and I'm going to read all. I'm going to put a question on all 5 so that you vote 5 times. Yes, Commissioner.
Madam Speaker, is it not possible for us who are in the chamber to vote electronically? Then those online to be the ones to do the roll call vote, because why do we invest in a system that we cannot use, unless maybe there's a challenge with the system?
Yeah, honorable senators, it will not be possible because for us to use the system, we must input. The earlier request from the whip, minority whip, was that we read all the questions and we vote 5 times, which is more attractive and better. Just make sure that we maintain the numbers out there for those who are voting online. So the second question I would like to put is, I now put the question that the Investment Promotion Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 2 of 2021, be now read a second time. The third bill, I now put the question that the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 33 of 2020, be read a second time. Fourth one, I would like to put the question that the National Flag, Emblems and Names Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 36 of 2020, be read a second time. The fifth one, I would like to put the question that the coffee bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2020, be read a second time. We will do our voting by roll call for both those inside here and those who are outside, and we shall start right away. So you vote 5 times. You vote 5 times.
Roll call division. Senator Adandulo Fatuma, Isiolo County.
Isiolo County, Abshiro.
Can I have the mic? On behalf of Isiolo delegation, I vote yes for the 5 bills that are under consideration, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Senator Ali Abdullah Ibrahim, Wajir County.
I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Senator Boy Issa Juma, Kwale County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Thank you.
Senator Cherarkei Samson Kiprotich, Nandi County.
For the members online, please show us your faces.
Senator Cheruiyot Aaron Kipkirui, Kericho County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 5 red bills.
Please check the system. The people online are saying they're not getting the sound clearly. Okay.
Senator Haji Abdul Mohammed, Garissa County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes. Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all 5 bills.
Senator Hargura Godana, Marsabit County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Senator Imana Malaki Charles Ekal, Turkana County. Senator Mudama Agnes Kavindu, Machakos County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all 5.
Senator Kajuang Moses Otieno, Homa Bay County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes on all the 5.
Thank you. We can see your face now.
Senator Kamar Margaret Jepkoech, Uasin Gishu County.
I vote yes for all 5.
Senator Kangata Irongo, Muranga County.
Delegate.
Yes for the 5 bills.
Senator Khaniri George, Vihiga County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 5.
He's mute. You can't hear.
I think we need to work on the sound, please. He has voted yes, but then the control room must take care of that for the next.
Senator Kibiru Charles Rubenson, Kirinyaga County.
Senator Kibiru?
Senator Kihika Susan Wakarura, Nakuru County. Senator Kimani Wamatangi Paul, Kiambu County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all 5.
Senator Kindiki Kidure, Tharaka Nithi County. Senator Kirinyaga Ephraim Mwangi, Nyeri County.
Hello, can you hear me, Madam Speaker?
Yes, we can hear you, although we cannot see you.
Okay, anyway, I vote yes for all the 5 bills.
Okay.
Senator,
I think we are having a problem with the control room.
Yeah, it looks, because I've been trying to come up.
That is Senator Ibrahim Maina.
Yes?
Senator Ibrahim Maina, can you vote?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Thank you.
Senator Langat Christopher Andrew, Bomet County.
I fought. Yes.
I think, Madam Speaker, we have a
Give us a few minutes, looks like the mics have
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the all 5.
You have to correct my pronunciation.
Senator Leleguel Tumbesi, Samburu County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Senator Linturi Franklin Mivika, Meru County. He voted yes for. Senator Loitiptip Anwar, Lamu County. Senator Mathayo Stewart Mwachiru, Kilifi County. Senator Mahmoud Mohamed Maalim, Mandera County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 5 bills.
Senator Malala Cleophas Wahungu, Kakamega County. Senator Mbito Michael Malinga, Trans Nzoia County. Senator Mbogo George Ochilo Ayako, Migori County. Senator Mogeni Eric Okongo, Nyamira County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Senator Moi Gideon Kipsielei Towet, Baringo County. Senator Mpaei Philip Salau, Kajiado County.
I vote yes for the 5 on behalf of Kajiado delegation.
Senator Murkomen Onesmus Kipchumba, Elgeyo Marakwet County. Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr., Makueni County.
I vote yes for all the 5.
Senator Mwangi Paul Githiomi, Nyandarua County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Senator Mwaruma Jones Mashushe, Taita Taveta County. Senator Mwaruma Jones Mashushe, Taita Taveta County.
Senator Mwarume, you are online. Okay, we'll come back again.
Senator Munyihaji Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County. Senator Nderitu John Kinyua, Laikipia County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Senator Ndwiga Peter Njeru, Embu County.
Madam Speaker, can you hear me? I vote.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me, Madam
Although we can see you, we can hear you.
Yes, I vote yes for the 5.
Thank you.
Senator Olekina Ledama, Narok County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 5 bills.
Senator Ongeri Samson Kegengo, Kisii County. Virtual.
Please vote.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 5 bills. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Senator
Okay,
Orengo
where
James,
you are.
Orengo James, Siaya County. Mike is not working.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Thank you.
Senator Outa Frederick Otieno, Kisumu County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Senator Pogisio Samuel Osuron, West Pokot County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all 5 bills.
Senator Sakaja Johnson Ada, Nairobi County.
Madam Speaker, having consulted the delegation of Nairobi, led by Senator Kwamboka, we vote yes for all the 5.
Senator Wako Situila Amos, Busia County. Senator Wambua Enoch Kio, Kitui County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 5 bills.
Senator Wario Golich Juma, Tana River County. Senator Wetangula Moses Masika, Bungoma County. So, Karudia, one more time. Senator Cherarkei Samson Kiprotich, Nandi County. Senator Imana Malaki Charles Ekal, Turkana County. Senator Kibiru Charles Rubenson, Kirinyaga County. Senator Kihika Susan Wakarura, Nakuru County. Senator Kindiki Kidhure, Tharaka Nithi County. Senator Linturi Franklin Midhika, Meru County. Senator Lloyd Tip Tip Anwar, Lamu County. Senator Mazayo Stewart Machiru, Kilifi County. Senator Malala Cleophas Wahungu, Kakamega County. Senator Mbito Michael Malinga, Trans Nzoia County. Senator Mbogo George Ochilo Ayako, Migori County. Senator Moi Gideon Kipsielei, Baringo County. Who is on?
I vote yes.
Thank you.
On all.
On all 5? Senator Moy, vote yes
vote
for all
yes.
the 5. For all the 5.
Yes, for all the 5.
Okay, thank you.
Senator Murkomen Onesmus Kipchumba, Elgeyo Marakwet County. Senator Maruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County.
Senator Taita Taveta, please vote. We can see you online. Yeah, the system is messing. Please try again. Senator Maruma. You can see.
Oh, it's not on.
They can, yeah.
Senator Wilson here quickly.
Okay.
Madam
Senator Mwinyi Haji Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5 bills.
Thank you. Now we can see your face. We are good.
Hello?
Thank you. We have seen you, Senator Mwinyi.
Thank you.
Senator Wako Sitwila Amos, Busia County.
Come quickly. I need to get to the Senate. I'm on the phone.
Senator Wario Golich Juma, Tana River County. Senator Wetangula Moses Masika, Bungoma County. Sorry? He's waiting. Senator Mwaruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County.
Is Mwashushe online?
Yes, I'm online, Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Can I vote?
Mwashushe, please vote. Although we are seeing the picture of...
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 5.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, now there you are.
I vote yes for the 5.
Now
yes.
we have seen you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Senators, please resume your seats so we can, I can announce the results of the votes. The first vote, understanding order 9 on the Community Health Services Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2020. Ayes 32, nays 0, abstentions 0. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to provide a framework for the delivery of community health services, to promote access to primary health care services at the community level, and reduce health disparities between counties, to provide for the training and capacity building of the community health workforce, and for connected purposes.
Thank you. The next vote, Honorable Senators, is on the Investment Promotion Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 2 of 2021, and the results are as follows. Ayes 32, nays 0, abstentions 0. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Investment Promotion Act and for connected purposes.
The next one, Honorable Senators, is on the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 33 of 2020. Ayes 32, nays 0, abstentions 0. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act to provide a structured mechanism through which Parliament is able to receive reports from public officers on the resolutions passed by Parliament and for connected purposes.
The next bill, Honorable Senators, is the National Flag Emblems and Names Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 36 of 2020. Ayes 32, nays 0, abstentions 0. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the National Flag, Emblems and Names Act and for connected purposes.
The next bill, Honorable Senators, is the Coffee Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2020. The votes are as follows. Ayes 32, nays 0, abstentions 0. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to provide for the regulation, development, and promotion of the coffee industry and for connected purposes.
Thank you, Honorable Senators. For the convenience of the House, I defer orders number 14, order number 15, and order number 16. Next order.
Order number 17, the Basic Education Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 4 of 2021, second reading.
Honorable members, the bill on the Basic Education Amendment had been moved, it had been seconded. So it is now ready for debate, and I see the Senator for Nyandarua, Senator Mwangi Paul Kidiomi. Was that the one?
On this bill, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker.
Okay, let me see, give Senator Olekina Ledama, then you'll come in after. I didn't realize it was you were
Madam
present
Speaker.
for something else.
Madam Speaker, I thank you. I rise to support this bill, which is an amendment to the Basic Education Bill 2020, which has been sponsored by my good sister, Senator Kwamboka. Madam Speaker, from the onset, let me go on record by congratulating Senator Kwamboka for having really thought out clearly on the issue of nutritional values for our children. Madam Speaker, when most of us were growing up, we didn't have to worry about our own nutritional value, particularly vitamin D in school, because the then President of Kenya, President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, ensured that all school-going children had a packet of milk. Madam Speaker, when I think about the challenges that our children go through during this era, I really feel sorry for them, and particularly for those children who live in rural areas. Children who walk to school 5 kilometers, or even some of them who live in the schools. They get their tea in the morning, or maybe porridge, and then they come and get their lunch. So really thinking about reintroducing milk in the schools does not only build into the nutritional value of our children, but it also ensures that businesses, local businesses, can be able to thrive. Madam Speaker, everyone is talking about a different form of economics theories, bottom up, middle up, top down. But I think the key most important thing is that we all must start thinking local. And when I saw this bill, this amendment, I thought about our local farmers. Madam Speaker, if you think about the milk industry, which I can, confidently speak about, this is a sector that has been really undervalued. If you think about most schools in this country that have land, those schools can actually even have a small dairy plant in the schools. The Ministry of Education can be able to support those schools, set up a small dairy farm, invest in pasture, and ensure that at least those children can be able to get milk. Value addition is very key. Madam Speaker, Narok County, we produce 300,000 liters of milk on a daily basis. One day, Madam Speaker, if you just sit along the road from Narok to Maimahio, and you start counting the number of trucks that transport milk from from Narok County all the way to Ruiru or to Nairobi, you will not come down with less than 50 big trucks. And these are trucks that transport over 20,000 liters of milk per truck. You'll find others, the least will transport about 10,000 liters of milk. This milk is normally collected from small-scale farmers at a price of about 26 shillings to 42 shillings. You will see this. And then it is brought in and a value is added. Now, what if we look back and we say, let us invest in this industry, but to promote our children? You will see mothers, particularly in the Maasai community, who take their small 2 liters or 3 liters of milk to the market to go and sell per cup. You will see them come together, and county governments will even have an interest to be able to bring these women together and help them be able to sell this milk. Madam Speaker, when you talk about different health benefits for milk, you will find that there are some children who may want to take milk, but because of them being lactose intolerant, they may not be able to do that. But in this case, when we legislate in terms of ensuring that children have milk in the schools, we now begin adding value where you can actually be able to buy in a very small equipment and you remove the lactose. You just play with the glucose and the lactose, you remove the lactose, and you're able to still give those children milk. So, Madam Speaker, this is a bill, an amendment that I really hope that we can support, and it does not just become one of those bills where we come here, we spend a lot of time, it goes into the National Assembly, but because of interest, it does not proceed into becoming an act of parliament. This bill, Madam Speaker, will not only benefit school-going children, but it will build our local economies. When I speak here, Madam Speaker, I'm a farmer. I invest in dairy farming. My sector is to think about adding value. You know, this, instead of counties buying trucks and saying they are transporting cows, or instead of counties, buying cows. I always say, Madam Speaker, government should stay out of business. Government must stay out of business completely. I'm a firm believer of a small government. Government should create an environment that will be able to encourage small-scale farmers to be able to come together and then, invest in those sectors. But now when government start doing this, buying equipment to package milk, then you wonder what are small-scale farmers going to do? So, Madam Speaker, I think what is important, and I'd like to encourage my dear sister, maybe in the third reading, or maybe in the committee of the whole, she can bring in some small amendment into this bill that we add value. You find a way to invest more in cooperatives, bring in a cooperative aspect in it, and then also encourage county governments to play a key role especially in the early childhood education. Because when you look at, in terms of the services that have been devolved when it comes to education, it's really on basic education. So if the county government can be able to rally up and bring all the small-scale farmers, bring them together, support them, even come up with schemes. The World Bank always come up with very interesting, Kenya Development Support Program, which is funded by the World Bank. These are some of the areas that we should be looking at. And Madam Speaker, I'm aware that I think the former Governor Munya, which ministry does he? Agriculture Ministry. Agriculture Ministry is planning to invest billions of shillings in the dairy sector. So why not look at ways to be able to bring these small-scale farmers, put them together and say, for you now, we are going to work together to set up a plant. And this plant will be specifically to deliver milk to school children. You can package the milk at 250 ml. And the packaging is not very expensive. Instead of investing in government running it, you empower these small-scale farmers. One of my biggest pet peeves, Madam Speaker, is that sometimes in this house, we pass legislation, but we don't follow to be able to implement them. One of the bills that we passed here, and it's now an act of parliament, is the warehousing receipt bill. When you travel to Narok during the harvesting season now, in August, you will see on the side of the roads, farmers will be they'll be putting big canvases, and they will be using it to dry their own wheat. If we were really serious and we follow up in terms of implementation, and if the executive is very serious to implement legislation that comes out of this house, they should have begun by putting together these cooperative groups and investing in those warehousing receipts. So, Madam Speaker, I really would like to beseech all my colleagues that even if this will be the only bill that the President will sign before he retires, this is something which we really need to push. We are pushing it not because of our own personal interest. Some of us can be clever. We can be able to add more value and sell the milk as butter. But for the benefit of those young mothers, those Maasai women, those Kalenjin women, those Kikuyu women who have got 1 or 2 dairy cow, or who have got free-range cows. And by the way, the free-range cows are very nutritious. Madam Speaker, when you take the milk of a free-range cow, it's got the vitamins, or rather, the yellow substance. I think it's vitamin D, that gives it. It's called beta-carotene. Whenever you see butter, it has that yellow substance. It's very nutritious because the cows are eating the greens, green grass, or rather the dry grass when they are just free-range. Most of our farmers have those cows. Some of us might have a mixture of the zero grazing and the free-range cows, but most of our farmers will see value for their cows. Our mothers will see value for the 2 liters or 3 liters that they milk on a daily basis. This will also help end poverty in this country. The biggest problem we have in this country, Madam Speaker, is that we tend to create a dependency syndrome where everyone depends on you. We want a small government, let the private sector thrive, let's support the local farmers, let's ensure that those farmers, when they go into the market, they will not go and sell they divide their 1 liter into 20 shillings a cup, but they can actually be able to sell this milk, and this milk will not come to Nairobi. Value is added into the 1 liter of milk that they buy at 26 shillings or 42 shillings. And when you now remove the butter content, you know, most of the milk, especially for the free range, will have about 3.6 to 4.2% butter content. It will have a protein level of about 3.2 all the way to 4.2. When you remove that butter content and you take that butter and you make butter out of it, or in Masai we call it a ngorno, or the cream. You take it and then you sell it. The milk which is sold in the street now is skim milk, but it's sold very expensive. So now having this bill, Madam Speaker, and I think for it to be more effective and for it to make value, I think the sponsor of this bill, Senator Kwamboka, should incorporate an area where the bill encourages cooperatives, women in an area where there's a local school for them to buy that local milk. We don't want to create a situation where now we've passed a bill and then this big corporation can find room now to start packaging milk for the small kids, and then you now also disfranchise the local community. So we need to focus local, we need to think local and build it. So Madam Speaker, without deliberating so much on this matter, I support the bill and I hope that the Senate will also support the bill. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Masitsa. Naomi Shionga. Of the, yeah.
Hello? Okay.
There is a point of order from Senator Wambua here, but please come forward because the microphone doesn't seem to be working. Senator Sakaja, please.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, I'm standing on a point of order. Seeing as it were, Madam Speaker, that this is just a single section amendment, and I know the interest to speak to this bill is really very high. Madam Speaker, I was going to request whether it would be in order to limit the time that each member takes to contribute to this bill to maybe 3 or 5 minutes, Madam Speaker. I thank you.
That is a request to limit to, how many minutes did you say? 5 minutes.
No, 5.
Okay.
5.
5? Okay, may I then put a question straight away that will limit the debate to 5 minutes? Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the council say nay? Thank you, the ayes have it.
Hello. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to support the bill presented here by Senator Kwamboka, and I want to congratulate Senator Kwamboka for coming up with this bill on Basic Education Amendment Bill 2020. Madam Speaker, the objective of this bill is within the boundary of school feeding program, which has tremendous impact across the world, especially for the countries that are implementing or have prioritized this particular bill. Madam Speaker, The bill comes in a time when our government, or when the government-funded program or school feeding program the budget has been cut to about 500 million. And Madam Speaker, also in a time when the famous donor World Food Program has suspended the program or the feeding program from our schools. It is therefore my appeal that we support this bill, because since the World Food Program, since the exits of World Food Program, it is going to cripple the system whereby we enroll the enrollment of our children is going to be affected. Tremendously, or it's going to be affected in a very great height. Madam Speaker, school feeding program goes beyond the plate of food on our table. And it is in this that we need to realize that there is both benefit when we support this bill and we introduce milk in our schools, because we are not only going to increase the number of children in school, but rather we are also going to increase the intake of the education, especially based on the gender. Also equity, in terms of equity and health and nutrition, we are also going to experience increase or benefit in those areas. Not forgetting the local economies, especially in agricultural sector, that this milk or the school feeding program will introduce or will assist. Madam Speaker, according to World Food Program, the program that has helped Kenya see the heights of education, we see that most of the countries have also emulated this program, and it is in this that we see reports published in January 2019, where World Food Program report shows that India feeds more than 1 million children, Brazil feeds around 48 million, and China 44 million, among others. And these statistics, Madam Speaker, will help us as Kenya, as a government, to know that we need to invest more in our primary schools so as to make the retention level of our children both in primary, hence secondary school and other tertiary education. Madam Speaker, because of time, I want to say that I commend this bill and I support it fully, because the program not only benefits the people who are going to implement it, but benefit the government as a whole, and it's going majorly to benefit those farmers who invest or who are doing investment in both human capital or on both human capital and local economies. Madam Speaker, this will also accelerate county-led demand, especially in job opportunities and capacity building in area of research. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I fully support this bill, and I congratulate my sister, Senator Beatrice Kwamboka. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I see an intervention from Senator Sakaja. Please come to the...
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'd like to move a motion, but also to contribute. So can I move it, then we vote, then I... Thank you. Madam Speaker, I'm not cunning. It is eating two birds with one stone. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that pursuant to Standing Order 15 and Article 107(1)(c) of the Constitution, that the Senate elects Senator Petronila Weren Korio to preside over the sittings of the Senate in the absence of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker for the remainder of the day. Madam Speaker, I beg to move, and I would request Senator Mutula to second.
Senator Mutula.
It's not a coincidence that it's Sakaja moving and I'm seconding, or any other business that we have been doing together. But, but I second this motion. It's opportune, and I think Senator Nokorio fits the bill. Thank you. I support.
Thank you, Senators. I now propose the question that pursuant to Standing Order 15 and Article 107(1)(c) of the Constitution, the Senate elects Senator Petronila Were Locorio to preside over the sitting of the Senate in absence of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker for the remainder of the day. Honorable Senators, this is not a matter affecting counties, so it is going to be by voicemail. I now put the question that pursuant to the Standing Order 15 and Article 107(1)(c) of the Constitution, the Senate elects Senator Petronila Were Locorio to preside over the sitting of the Senate in the absence of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker for the remainder of the day. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary say nay? The ayes have it. Where's your point of order?
Thanks.
I thought you said a very loud yes.
Yes, I said yes.
And then
It has no relation to what we just voted on by acclamation, Madam Speaker, but still there's a relation. I just wanted to note that this shows how much this House misses Senator Isaac Mwaura. He used to take his duties very seriously. So I pray for him that he makes a comeback, because he was a diligent member of the Speaker's panel. If he was here, we wouldn't be having this motion.
I don't know whether that was a point of order or information or what it was. Senator Sakaja Johnson, it's your turn to contribute.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and congratulations to Senator Petronila Were. We believe you're up to the task to preside over the House. Madam Speaker, I want to thank Senator Kwamboka for this bill that seeks to, Madam Speaker, provide for the nutritional well-being of our learners and our children enrolled in pre-primary and primary schools. Madam Speaker, a few months ago, actually in January of this year, I went to visit, I was donating desks to some schools in Dagoretti North constituency, in Kawangware. Madam Speaker, when I asked these children, because normally there's excitement, and they start shouting, hey, Super Senator is here, whatnot. So I asked them, what would you like? Because normally you'd expect them to say they want some soccer balls, or even if they're ambitious, they'd say we want a school bus. These children said they want food. Madam Speaker, as a parent, I felt heartbroken that due to the COVID crisis and the fact that many of my students in Nairobi and pupils come from informal settlements with a lot of poverty, we have children in school without food. Madam Speaker, I have said time and time again that, and this is not to say there's a better poverty than another one, but urban poverty bites and stings. In Nairobi County, in many of the even the urban areas in your counties, when someone has no food, or rather no money, you will not eat, and you'll have no place to stay. Many times in the rural areas, a neighbor will give you what you call a gorogoro of maize. Sometimes where I'm from, originally, even the fence can be, it's edible. You can cook something. But Madam Speaker, in Nairobi County, in my county, which I can speak about because I am from Nairobi, millions or hundreds of thousands of children are going to school hungry, and when there's nothing in their stomach, there can be nothing that will go into their minds. Madam Speaker, because of that, I have also proposed and published, it's in publication, a National School Lunch Act that will actually address school feeding properly. So I support this because I think this is a precursor. This bill is a precursor. It's talking about milk. But we need a National School Lunch Act, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, in the course of that, when I saw that what was happening, Madam Speaker, my office quickly looked at programs that are ongoing, and I was very lucky to meet a lady called Wawira Njiru. Wawira Njiru has a program called Food for Education, where we've partnered with some of my MPs in Nairobi. Today, if you go to Dagoretti South, Mukarara Primary School, parents are involved with the Food for Education and Tap to Eat, and we're feeding 11 schools out of one center, Madam Speaker. And I want to thank Honorable John K.J. Kiari, because he was the one who introduced me to this lady, and we've seen the program that we're partnering with, that at 15 shillings, a child is able to get 650 grams of food, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, because of that, and I was speaking to the principals now when we went to Riruta, discipline has gone up, attendance has. No one chooses, Madam Speaker, to be in the informal economy because they don't want to be in the formal economy. But it's the economic times, it is the, the nature of our economy that has pushed people to innovate. Madam Speaker, more than 80% of the young people employed in this country are employed in the informal economy. And the biggest section of this, there's a study that was done by the Aga Khan University. I remember because I launched that study on employment and lack of it, really, on unemployment. 80% of those are actually in what we call retail. And the retail is not shops necessarily. It is those guys we see on the street. When you live here on your way home, you'll see some guys selling you, we call them Uru Highway opticians, selling you sunglasses, selling things for the vehicles, wipers, selling belts. Now they're selling very many belts. If you are to go to bus station, Madam Speaker, and to many of the, go to Cancom, go to many of the places where we get our matatus and buses from, you'll find them there, Madam Speaker. You'll find them outside markets, because many of them sometimes don't have the space to be in the market, and even if they do, they don't have the money to pay for rent. Madam Speaker, we must think about these people very seriously. We cannot criminalize them. Madam Speaker, 6 days ago, there's a hawker who lost his teeth. His teeth were plucked out or hit by a metal bar just because he's trying to make out a living. Where has humanity gone to? The issue of the what we call kanjo vehicles. And recently I realized what we used to sing when we were children. You know, Madam Speaker, and as I quote in Kiswahili, we used to say, Haya makanjo. It was makanjo. You know, I never knew where that came from. Because this tradition of chasing people by the city council officers has been there for a long time. We must change that. Madam Speaker, this is something I intend to change when I'm governor of Nairobi. Because, Madam Speaker, we must create, yes, Senator Mutule is saying, Ilobi, count. We must change how we look at this segment of society. I want to thank Senator Dr. Ali, because in this bill, it's provided for how the county government has direct responsibility over registration of these street vendors, how they shall be taken care of, how we can designate places. Around the world, street vending, it introduces a flavor to the city. Yeah, if you go to India, what they call the chaiwalas, it is part of the, the culture, the cultural value. A city is not just about brick and mortar. And I'm very happy what Senator Mtulo was saying. It can't just be about roads and bridges, but the vibe of a city, the spirit, the soul of a city. And we can organize around that. We can have car-free days, for instance, and we say on Saturday, the whole of Harambe Avenue and Aga Khan Walk, we will have these street vendors who have been registered to come and sell, Madam Speaker, their wares. So that was the first point. We must change how we look at our people who are actually trying to equate a living. Madam Speaker, street vendors are an integral part of the urban economy. They offer wide access to services and goods. And many times I've seen interventions that really don't make sense. When you say that you want to move the street vendors from the bus terminal to some place in Ruai, no one is going to go there because they're convenient. People want, before you jump into your matatu, you buy a few, groceries, vegetables, or you can shop for clothes, and they tell you, bei ya jioni. I have bought many clothes in that way, Madam Speaker. It must be done in line with where the demand is, and it can be organized properly. The other day I saw a failed experiment. I've had very, very, kind words and, expectations for the NMS, and I like, where they get it right, they get it very right. But also where they get it wrong, they have gotten it completely wrong. We've seen just over here, the former railway station, Green Park. It's a project that the president is very keen on. Nairobians were keen on for our vehicles. But you saw when they did the pilot, they had not thought of, okay, all these people, if they stop at this Green Park and the matatus come, how will they cross into town? Just crossing alone caused so much traffic. Why can't we have proper planning? And that's why I like the framework around this bill. That makes you look at an issue end to end. That yes, people will come out, there'll be a market over there, there'll be shops, there'll be vendors, but also a flyover to get them into town. The matatus themselves were sabotaging by slowing down. Involve the people when you plan. The last time they tried this car-free day, they had not involved the hawkers. They had not involved the leadership. And if you do something without involving the leadership and those affected people, persons affected by the project, it will not work. So, Madam Speaker, I'm glad that we have this legislation. I thank Senator Ali on behalf of the people of Nairobi and these vendors, and I'll tell them, be confident and let no one look down upon you because you're a street vendor. Let no one look down upon you and talk down to you because you're a street vendor. Madam Speaker, I have told, including the government repeatedly, when you're calling private sector, hawkers are private sector. They contribute more to the economy than many of these big companies with big names, Madam Speaker. It's just that they have not been recognized. They should be put on the table. They should be on the table. Madam Speaker, I remember the other day when we've had issues, and I want to thank the President because he's really come through for me and for my people. We had issues with our traders in Nyamakima and Kamkunji. Because you'd find KRA and anti-counterfeit agency hounding them like thieves. Going to them and saying what they're selling is counterfeit. Now, how can someone sell a counterfeit duvet? A duvet is counterfeit, but it's covering people. A bulb, just because it has not come from Philips. If a Kenyan wants that quality, they go for it. A vuvuzela, tell me a fake, a counterfeit vuvuzela, and it is blowing. That is how you monopolize and you put the majority of Kenyans outside the formal economy. Yet these street vendors and those traders and my importers are a direct link to the formal economy because what they're selling is what we intend to have been produced from our country. And until we have produced it, let us allow them to bring it in. So I'm grateful Mr. Mburu has really tried at KRA now. They have changed their perspective. You cannot keep strangling the goose that lays the golden egg. I like how President Kibaki used to do it. You say, kulipa ushuru ni kujitegemea. And would encourage us to pay tax. This one now, it is a criminal offense. Instead of them helping you, if you formalize these street vendors, we can increase our revenue in our urban areas because they want to pay. Madam Speaker, I was in Gikoma recently, a few weeks ago, and the ladies were telling me, Senator Kwamboka, that this money they charge us every week, which is around 50 shillings to 200 shillings, that we pay, we don't see what it's doing. If we were sure these people would come and clean and take care of us and secure our goods, we're ready to pay 1,000 shillings even. They're ready to pay much more so long as we give them services. So don't worry. And Senator Dr. Ali, I'll be implementing this in Nairobi in 382 days. Inshallah, God willing, because I believe that is where the real heart of our city must lie and create a vibrant ecosystem of our people. We have them, I was talking to them in outside Kenyatta Market. The other day we were at Bama. If you tell them that you're going to chase the ones who are outside, you'll create war. Look what's happening in Kangundo Road. There's a huge market that's been built. We had traders who are on Mtindwa. Serious trade. Madam Speaker, I know people there who sold me things when I was a teenager. But then now because you want to make the city look clean, you sweep the dirt under the carpet by chasing them. Now we have MCAs and we have people in the county government who have sold stalls at 300,000 shillings, have populated a list of those who are supposed to be compensated, Outer Ring Road and Mtindwa. Madam Speaker, that is a crisis we're going to look at. Westlands Market the other day, if you go to my Facebook, there was a picture of an old lady hugging me because I'd gone to rescue them. That lady I was introduced to by my mother when I was 7, 8 years old at Westlands Market. To date, she's been there, but you have a government that comes and says, because we want to do this road and expand it, let us chase you. Those guys who sell curios at that triangle, chase them and not provide for them an alternative, yet there's nothing you've done there to date. It is just empty. Those people are contributing to the economy. So we must change how we look at our people. We cannot be at war with our people. We must see them as the foundation of our economy. And Madam Speaker, let me leave it. I can talk for days because I'm very passionate. These jobs you're talking about our young people,
How can we say we're going to provide jobs? Yet that on which they have decided to do, we are trying to put them down, Madam Speaker. So I thank Senator Dr. Ali, and I pray that members support this, that it passes in the other house, and that the President assents to this bill. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I second.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Abdullahi and Senator Sakaja. Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood Bill, Senate Bill number 7 of 2021, be now read a second time. Senator Kasanga Mwini, Sylvia. Five minutes, Senator. Come to the dispatch. Sanitize the dispatch box. It's only you and her.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me start by congratulating Senator Dr. Ali for this very comprehensive bill. It's actually very exciting to see that we are proposing to bring order to a place that has been, stigmatized with disorder. And I'm happy even listening to the two senators, together with Senator Sakaja as he was seconding the bill. It really is time to start looking at our vendors differently. They are actually a source of, what do I want to say? They will contribute heavily to our economy once everything has been put to order. And it's interesting that, when you go to the village, you find our marketplaces are now very well organized. In fact, post-COVID, they become very well organized. So we are left with our urban centers to actually look at how this informal sector can be properly organized into something of formality. And like Senator Sakaja is saying, the sights and sounds and tastes of a city are truly defined by this sector of people. In fact, when we travel, wherever we travel, whatever we do, whether you're on holiday or on business, it is places like these where you get to sample the heart of that, that people, that nation. That's when you sample them. And in the East, they've done this beautifully. I know, like when you travel, to Singapore, when you travel to Malaysia, and when you travel to Thailand, you really see the sights and sounds of those cities from these sectors. And they've organized them in such a wonderful way. I'm really excited, Senator Dr. Ali, over this issue. The night economy, 24-hour economy we talk about, these are some of the places where we can tap them. You've seen in cities where when it hits 6 o'clock, because I've seen this as well in Britain. Are you limiting time?
Yes, 5 minutes.
I was not prepared. Madam Speaker, you're not ready to be limited, so I'll speak faster. In cities where you see when it hits 6 o'clock in the evening, certain streets are closed and street vendors are allowed to come and sell their wares. And that is really beautiful. In Singapore, at midnight, you see another group of vendors coming in now to do from midnight up to 6 in the morning. And this is what we are talking about, having a global economy where people can do a lot of business for 24 hours. And because now we're in a hurry, I've lost my train of thought. I just want to say, Senator Abdullahi, there's one request I want to make in the definition. Because to vend is to sell something, either from a stall or from a machine or whichever way it is organized. So when we are describing the street vendor, we want to say a person who is engaged in the business of selling rather than vending, so that you can also begin to demystify this thing of a street vendor. They're also business people, and we want to celebrate them as such, Madam Speaker. And of course, the other point I wanted to bring across is the issue of sanitation, which is very well accommodated in this bill in many ways. But sanitation has been a challenge for us for a long time. And I know a lot of the counties now, even in the village, we are trying very hard. But let me tell you, we've grown up with, I call it trauma, from using public, you can't go to a public toilet. That's how we've grown up. It's only of late that we have come to start cleaning a little bit, but still, it still lacks significantly this issue of sanitation. And I'm glad you've put it here in the bill, so that it is there, it is accounted for, and we continue to encourage our people that our street And our, public toilets need not be a place for trauma, but rather that a place that encourages then more and more people to come and engage in the business that we need to continuously keep creating so that we can grow our economy larger. So thank you very much. Congratulations, Senator Abdullahi, and I support this bill.
Thank you, Senator Kasanga. You've given urban planners some food for thought. And Senator Sakaja, when you become governor, I'm saying when, because it's a matter of time. When you become governor, there are several papers at our universities in the urban planning departments that have set up ways of how to do this, even as this comes into law. Thank you, Senator Mutula Kilonzo.
Madam Speaker, I want to be brief and I want to be short. When Sakaja becomes governor, we want an organized city. We want Kenyatta Avenue organized in such a way that people can come and shop at 9 p.m. We want security. People can come and take a walk in Uhuru Park. We want security where you can go and buy anything in the city when you can't sleep. It's only Nairobi where when the sun goes down, the thieves come up and you go to sleep. I mean, what sort of a city operates like that? So it's beautiful. Our hawkers should have numbers. They should be registered. They should have name tags. I take pride in the people who sell vegetables to me. I take pride in my newspaper vendors. Madam Speaker, there is a gentleman who, when my father started his practice in Machakos in 1975, was selling newspapers outside the building where Kilonzo and Company was. Since my father was hardworking, he ended up buying the building. And when I renovated that building, I gave him space to vend his newspapers. That old man gives me hope. And therefore, I think that these street vendors, because we have become a society of cannibalism, City Council want to go and County Council officers are not inspectorate. Their work is to just, harass these people who do normal business. When I was at the School of Law, we used to have a place called Serena B. I don't know whether Sakaja knows what that was. Serena B was somewhere along Processional, where there's the best food in town. Just like what Senator Kasanga is saying about other cities in the world. So, Madam Speaker, this is a beautiful bill. When I say a nation that cares, a nation that believes in its people, is a nation that will allow everybody to make the littlest they can make. There's a principle that I would advocate when I become governor, is the $10 a day. Just 1,000 shillings. Just make sure a person can have money in their pocket. Because when they have money in their pocket, they will pay whatever it is that you want them to pay, whether it's licenses, etc., etc. But when a border rider in Nairobi makes 300 shillings, and the police want 100, and the county council of Nairobi want another 100, and the person who is waiting for them at the bus stop, so that if they don't, for security, gets another 50, that person is working for other people other than themselves. And that's not the sort of economy we're looking for. And as a result, Madam Speaker, and I must say this, that bottom of the pyramid, those people we call the street vendors who are the bottom of the pyramid have been taken advantage of by we, the politicians. So we use them when it comes to politics to throw stones, but when it comes to time to take care of them, we cannot take care of them. I think we can build a better city on Nairobi, Senator Sakaja, by ensuring that people can trade, can bring the best wares, can bring the best vegetables, look at quality, offer them whatever it is they can. There's a market called Toy Market, and Sakaja knows about it. It possibly sells the best clothes in Nairobi. When I was growing up and when I was in campus, in high school, my blazer was bought from Sunshine Boutique, aka Kikomba Market, because I could get silk blazers. I never bought my trousers from School Outfitters. I used to go there because I used to have a trouser we used to call a Stinger. It was nice gray. That's the reason I would anytime support this, what I call the bottom of the pyramid. And if we promote these people, Nairobi can be a better place. We will not treat them as thieves. We will treat these people as Kenyan, as human beings who want to earn a living. Just earn a living. If they had an office, they would go and sit there. But since they don't have an office, they want to sell the minimal things, they want to sell their nice looking shades and other things. Let's allow these people to work, but let's treat them well. I support. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Mutula. Makore Beatrice, Senator.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I join my other colleagues to congratulate Senator Ali for coming up with this bill, the Street Vendors Bill. Senator Ali, thank you for coming up with this bill, because I've been a hawker before I came to this house. And being one of the vendors, what we used to go through and what vendors go through is too much for them to handle. The harassment that they face with our county officers who always chase them, not that they are doing wrong, but they are looking for a space where they can earn a living by selling their goods. Madam Speaker, I concur with the legal framework that have been considered in this bill. Madam Speaker, you find out that the designated areas, the counties always wake up, you don't know how they structure their things in their county assemblies. You hear that there is a market which has been opened, vendors are not aware of it. Some people do cartels with the opening of those markets so that they can get money without even announcing exactly or marketing that place for the vendors to know that that is a market. Madam Speaker, when it comes to the issue of the issuing of the certificate of registration, I would urge the counties to go digitally, because it will save the time when they are going to pay for the certificates, and it will ease their time, because when they go to the counties, you find them lining up to go and pay. And Madam Speaker, the legal fee that they normally pay, the vendors, nobody understands exactly how much they should pay. You will find out that this month, they've been told to pay like 100 shillings. After 2 months, they're being told to pay more than even 100, like 500. Let there be legal structure and framework which will be used by the counties so that it can make them work in a good way. And Madam Speaker, going to the sanitation, you find out that more counties are opening markets without considering where those vendors will stay in those areas. Like the toilets, you'll find out that markets are being opened, there are no toilets, there are no kiosks where they'll buy food, at least to keep them safe during their job while they're there. Madam Speaker, I want to thank again Senator Ali. Thank you very much for remembering us as hawkers and street vendors in this country. I thank you.
Thank you, Senator Kwamboka. I now call upon the mover to reply.
Can I do it from here? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, members. I appreciate, even if the House has few members, but the ones who are there are happy with what we have done, and I'm sure even if we had a full House, it will have been the same. Madam Speaker, I want to thank the members who have contributed to this bill, and with the passion they have shown. The street vending or the street selling, as the way it has been suggested by Senator Kasanga, we will look into that, and I would like to particularly ask Senator Kasanga to give us a write-up on what you had in mind, because I could see you had very good ideas. So please give us a write-up, and we will try and include whatever we can before the committee stage. The passage of the bill, Madam Speaker, will enhance revenue, as we've said, in the counties. And this one, I hope, will make sure that the counties carry out their functions as set out under Part 2 of the 4th schedule. Madam Speaker, since the time is not on our side, so I want to now ask the Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 61.3, I request that the putting of the question be deferred to a later date. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Dr. Ali. And the putting of the question to this bill is hereby deferred to the next sitting. Senators, we are going to defer order number 21 and order number 22. Next order.
Order number 23, the Startup Bill, Senate Bills number 1 of 2021, second reading.
Senator Johnson Sakaja.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to move that the Startup Bill 2021 be read a second time. Madam Speaker, this bill, as you're aware, had already been passed, or rather a similar bill had been passed. It's part of the 23 bills that, due to the court process, because of lack of concurrence, had to be republished by the Senate. Madam Speaker, members had passed it unanimously because I think everyone appreciated the central place that startups and our startup ecosystem in this country holds. Madam Speaker, this is also one of those bills that is a product of a lot of innovative public participation. Madam Speaker, we came together with a huge group of young people and some old people in the startup ecosystem. You know, from incubators to those who are actually owning startups, to those who, Madam Speaker, are in the innovation field, in the tech area. And we conducted many virtual sittings across the country, even outside Parliament's traditional public participation. We had sessions in Voi, we had sessions in Nakuru, we had sessions even in the north of Kenya, of young people who came and gave us a lot of views. And Madam Speaker, I'm glad that given the opportunity, because you know every cloud has a silver lining. In as much as it was unfortunate that we had to republish all those bills, but when we republished, we were able to incorporate the fresh ideas that had come from these young people. And so this version of the startup bill has a lot of those fresh ideas. So I want to first, even as I go into giving an overview, I want to really thank that entire team. You know, we had Victor Gola, we had Waithera Gaitho of KEPSA, we had Joram Winamo of Sandbox, we had Bernard Chira, we had a lovely lady, Senator Mutula introduced me to, called Fiona Mungai of Endeavor, which is an amazing company across the world that really supports startups in the tech field with huge turnovers. If you look at the kind of companies they were, and she was able to bring together for me some of those who were initially startups but have gone up. You know, a company like Trigger Foods. Trigger is doing millions of dollars and they're trying to raise more money. And we met with Peter Njonjo, Africa's talking. You know, Bila was there. If you look at Cellulant, if you look at Sendi, that sends, parcels, Meshach was there. So it's an amazing ecosystem and it's a huge frontier. Madam Speaker, our ecosystem of startups has seen tremendous growth over the last few years. We can proudly call Kenya the true Silicon Savannah of the world. Many years ago, I was in San Francisco, which is known as Silicon Valley, the home of innovation. And I went to a place, I was giving a talk, that was I think 2014 or 15, at a place called the Institute for the Future. And so when I was talking, you know, one of these people there asked me, Mr. Sakaja, we are worried and concerned and surprised, we can't understand, we can't fathom. Why is it that there's so much amazing innovation coming from Kenya that is even rivaling that which is coming from San Francisco? I told them two things. Number one, necessity is the mother of invention. Yeah? The world has become a global village, driven by technology, powered by information. That young person in Kenya has the same tools for coding because you have computers.
The same tools that are used to innovate there are the same tools we have. But here, we'll innovate to make sure farmers are able to get fertilizer. We'll innovate to make sure you can pay school fees or medicine can be sent across the country. There now, because of the necessity, they're innovating for fashion, for different needs. I told them, you watch out. Kenya is going to catch up. Because you can imagine how they're amazed by things like M-Pesa, by our cash transfer programs, our cash transfer innovation, by our travel innovations, by our agricultural. I was speaking to this lady who introduced me to, and there was a company where they're talking about how to do agricultural soil-based indexing to make sure that the right fertilizer goes to the right place, and those are innovations coming out of Kenya. So it's amazing, the ecosystem that we have, and there's a lot of potential in this area. We want to clarify that the biggest thing we want to do in this, because government cannot fund startups, no, but government can create a process or an ecosystem through which the startups thrive. Number one, and these young people say the first thing we want is for government to be able to de-risk angel investors. If we de-risk the angel investors and say, if you put in, and we find a way to qualify these as the startups under this category, they have been registered, they have been seen as companies that are using innovation that can rapidly scale, that whatever money we put in there, if it does not work out, you can recoup 30%. I'm telling you, there will be a stampede to this country. People across the world are trying to see what can come out of Kenya. There will be a huge, huge stampede. And I'll give you some examples. Cellular developed a digital pay platform that offers flexible options for consumers and businesses, works with financial institutions, governments, and mobile network. And it was surprising how, I remember they once met the president years ago, and they were just describing what they are doing in Nigeria, where the government used them as the go-to in dealing with their farmers, and they created a farmer's wallet. Yet in Kenya, they have not been given a platform to do such a thing. Madam Speaker, Sendi, it's a logistic platform that started operating before Uber did. Yeah? They have motorcycle deliveries, trucks, at the touch of a button. And you find many of these companies, incidentally, have to be registered outside Kenya, because when it is here, that taxman, we have not created incentives. We have not created even tax, and I saw in BBI it was one of the proposals, but to be able to incubate these businesses and give them an opportunity as they're in their formative stages to thrive. It is not happening in this country. Madam Speaker, Trigger Foods, which I've given an example, and now they're going into agriculture. They source quality produce, and again, Mutula introduced me. Mutula knows too many people. You need to sit close to him. It might change your life. From thousands of farmers around Kenya, they provide them with a ready guaranteed market. They've cut out the middleman. The farmers are getting the best value, and institutions and individuals are getting the best price for some of this produce. If you knew how much money they are now trying to look for, it's in the billions, just because of what they've been able to come up with. M-Copper, pay-as-you-go services for energy, for customers across emerging markets. They've already connected, Madam Speaker, 600,000 homes across Africa, providing 75 million hours of kerosene-free lighting each month with this battery power. And the list is endless. The potential we have. And I keep saying, in this country, we don't have gold, apart from my village in Ikolomani, which stands for gold mine, but it's corrupted, and Lolgorian in Kilgoris. We don't have diamonds. Oil, we have it, we don't have it, it's neither here nor there. Our biggest resource as Kenya is above the ground. It's our people, and it's our young people. The innovation, the ideas, the work ethic, the hard work, the resilience, the never give up attitude that they have is what we must support through this startup bill. Madam Speaker, when we were doing this, we looked at other countries, we looked at Senegal, we looked at Tunisia, we looked at what they've done in the ecosystem, and it's very interesting and very disappointing. Would you believe, Madam Speaker, that when we started this conversation, our friends from Nigeria were interested in our startup bill, and they asked, what is this? How can we, and even they logged into some of those meetings. Today they have done theirs under the office of their president, Buhari. And if you just Google now startup bill, the first one that will come up is Nigeria, and it's the president talking about it. Yet here, we are going around in circles, yet we have all these ideas, Madam Speaker. These countries have noticed the potential of startups, and they're supporting them. They've enacted laws. The problem is that we do not have that framework, that legal framework that now protects them, gives them, because what we want to create, and again, I don't know why I keep referring to Mutula, but we have the same wavelength in many things. including why we want to see Kenya as one. Look at Konza. We went to Konza with Senator Mutula, and there was a competition where young people were being told to come to innovate. Yeah? It was won by a young boy who I got from Dandora slum. Yeah? That young man, I think around age what, 7 years old, was coding better than kids much, twice his age and much older. Imagine what can happen if we give all our young people the opportunity, because the tool that the world is using is the same exact tool. So we want to create what we're calling a virtual special economic zone. Because you won't bring all of these companies into a physical space called Konza or at the river. Wherever they are, once they have been categorized as a startup, then they're in a special economic zone. Then you can be able to allow them to get a support from outside the country. You can be able to allow them to have tax breaks for a while. You can be able to have them incubated. That is the real reason and to de-risk. So, Madam Speaker, because of time and because we already moved this, I want to move, Madam Speaker, that this is the second time. If members go through the memorandum of this bill, it is very clear how it tends to foster innovative thinking and entrepreneurship. We're not creating another entity. We're mandating the Kenya National Innovation Agency, which already exists, to take up a lot of this role, and also the role of county governments. Madam Speaker, it will be very easy, and I'm glad you said from the chair, when I become governor, that is Speaker's direction. And Speaker's direction must be obeyed. Now I can't let you down. I must become governor. But it's very easy to say. If today you're to say, okay, young people of Nairobi, give me an innovation of how to sort out the water problem. And the one that does it will be given the tender to implement it. You'll have a lot of ideas, SCADA technology, how to make sure you see where the leakages are, how to deal with the infrastructure of it. If in Parliament today we create a hacker space and say, young people, how do you think we can do public participation better? How do we connect with the people of this country? They will come, they'll innovate. There are many of those innovation hubs. So this is just creating that framework and to make sure that we have a proper regulatory framework. We don't want to overregulate the industry. We want to help and nurture and incubate the industry. Madam Speaker, with those many words, I move that this bill be read the second time. And I'll ask Senator Mutula to begin seconding because of time, so that when we come back, he will have prepared much more to second next week. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jini.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to second the Startup Bill 2021. At the onset, say I support entirely what Senator Sakaja said. Recently, actually in the month of February, I learned on a trip sponsored by the Speaker on the Dubai 2021 Expo that they were looking for 104 startup companies or startup outfits in Kenya. And what surprised me is that they only found 4. And it occurred to me, and as Senator Sakaja is saying, that the people who should be at the front, and that is government, to help these startup young people do startups, are not doing so. Either they don't want to support, or much worse, they don't understand it. And as a result, the minister in charge of the UAE government was shocked that Kenya could not provide the sort of people that they wanted. And they are available. So you can imagine, Madam Speaker, out of 104 companies that they requested for, only 4 had managed to do this. And Senator Sakaja and I attempted this at Konza. And we had young people from Makueni, Machakos, and Nairobi who had not seen a computer for the first time. Madam Kavindu, do a compass on a laptop created by Jomo Kenyatta University. It's amazing, young people. In 2 days, they were able to, thank you.
Senator Mutula, you will have 18 more minutes to finish seconding the bill in the next sitting. Honorable Senators, it is now 6:30 p.m., time to adjourn the House. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until Tuesday, 27th July, 2021 at 2:30 p.m. Thank you.